I guess it is showtime. It says you are live. So welcome everybody on Facebook, on the Federal Prison Talk YouTube channel, and my Twitter channel. So far, one of my special surprise guests is Vegas Prison Stories. He's up in the window. And I've invited about 8 different other prison channels on here tonight. Don't know who's going to show up because I gave them a 30-minute notice. Just something on the whim, I thought I'd do a live show, guys. So I'm hoping some of my viewers come on. And
there's
Rick,
Adam's new channel.
You want to introduce yourself, Rick? Talk about your channel, promote it, and all that stuff?
Sure. I'm Rick from Vegas Prison Stories. Don't mind the avatar and not the picture right now. I was just in the middle of eating. I just got home, but I talk about everything Nevada when it comes to Nevada prison systems. I've done 2 terms, and I don't know how many arrests I have, but I like to keep it light and fun.
There you go. There you go. And I know Rick has turned his life around after prison, and that's kind of the topic, the theme tonight is you get out of prison now. Do you want to go back, or do you want to get straight? Do you want to go forward? Do you want to change? And in the feds, they send you to a federal halfway house. The state prisons do it too. And I have a guest tomorrow on my Wings for Life channel. It'll be on this channel too. But I have the director of a federal halfway house from Albuquerque going to come to the office. He's going to sit right next to me. It's not going to be remote. And he's willing to take your questions. And he's going to talk about, everything you go through coming into a halfway house and what they can do to help you. And I know there's a lot of things they don't do to help you. And there's horror stories and people died during COVID and all that. And I don't want to ambush the guy tomorrow. So I thought tonight we could talk about that kind of stuff, what to expect when you get out of prison. And I invited all these other guys that got out of prison. Like here he comes now. Here we have the grandfather who started it all. Harvey Talks Prison. Like here how you doing, Harvey? Now. Here we have the grandfather who started it all. Harvey, you want to say hello, introduce yourself, talk about your channel?
I thought you knew about it.
I do, but they don't.
Well, I'm Harvey. Started the channel about a year ago, maybe a little bit more than a year ago. And I started from another platform, actually, on Quora. And they encouraged me to come over here to YouTube and do videos, try to keep young people out of prison, educate people about prison and stuff. So that's what I've been doing. And, of course, entertaining. Are you entertained?
Yeah, tonight, Harvey, I thought we'd talk about when you get out of prison. What kind of help can you get? Services, finding a job. Who wants, does your family want you back even? And halfway houses. Because I got the director of the federal halfway house coming on my show tomorrow. But I was telling Rick, I don't want to ambush him with questions about how bad a halfway house is. Because he's going to be sitting right next to me. He's nice enough to come on and answer questions. But tonight, we could hash all that out with you guys' experience about getting out of prison and the struggles you go through from day one. And by the way, Aussie Talks Prison is in the chat room. And Aussie, there's the link right above your comment there if you want to come on. And I sent you the email. And I know Adam's kind of starting a new channel because he couldn't access his old one and all that.
Hey, Adam.
So anyways, and TJ's in the room. How you doing, TJ?
Hey, TJ.
So, Harvey, Rick, you guys want to talk about, do you remember your first week getting out of prison? Maybe you could talk about the struggles you went through.
Yeah, it wasn't so much a struggle when I first got out. It was, everybody was just bombarding me with stuff. You know what I mean? They had to show me everything, like all at once.
Oh, yeah, you've been locked up a long time. You probably didn't know what a laptop really was.
No, and they was taking me around to different places, and show me different things, show me a phone. And they just hand me the phone, and I'd start to look at it, and they snatch it back and say, let me show you something else. And so that was kind of funny, but I was just bombarded with everything,
Yeah. Hey, Adam is in the room, and it says Aussie Talks Prison. So Adam, is this your new Is this your new channel?
Yeah, mate. I had to start again. You know, I was talking to you and AC and Rick before, and like Rick said, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just gonna have to start a new channel.
So Harvey, we got to help Adam get subscribers again.
Why? What happened?
Because I got locked. I got locked out of my YouTube channel and my Gmail account because what happened? The other phone that I had blew up.
Oh.
Yeah, and because I've never signed in on this new phone, right, or the new laptop, it won't let me do anything, and I got locked out because I hit, the wrong password too many times. So I've just got to start again. 166 subscribers I had, they're all gone. I can't go live now or nothing.
Well, we'll let everybody know that was subscribed to you. They should come back to you.
Yeah, they should. You had loyal subscribers. These weren't flukes. You had loyal guys.
Yeah,
so they'll come back.
Yeah,
they'll come back. Just put a short video out saying what happened, and then they'll come.
And I did that. I just put 2 short videos out.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, and I mean, because I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I mean, damn.
You're sharper than most people, man. Most people can't even get a YouTube channel up and out, let alone sit in front of a camera and all that, man. Don't sell yourself short, Adam. Again, I told you, I don't want to hear that from you. You're a smart person. You made it this far, man. Don't sell yourself short.
Thank you, bro.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah,
I'm sorry I missed your phone call earlier. I couldn't get to my phone in time.
No, that's okay, buddy. I just wanted to let you know what was going on. That's all.
All right.
But I knew it's okay, brother. I know you're busy. But what I had to do, I had to subscribe to everyone's channel again.
All right.
I'm subscribed to all you guys again, and you were live, Sean, so I thought I'd jump in.
Okay. Well, Harvey was just telling us about his first week out of prison. And Harvey, I always wondered, did your old friends, were they there to greet you, family? I mean, when you get out of prison, I mean, there's the people that never wrote you, and then you run into them, and why didn't you write me? Or, I mean, talk about that.
That was a funny thing is they wasn't there to greet me when I got out, but they, as soon as I went back to my hometown, to see some people and to see my old farm and stuff, there they were, and I remember this one on Facebook she's telling me about how her friends on Facebook were not staying in contact with her. I said, well, you didn't stay in contact with me for 30 years.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right. What's the fucking difference?
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
And so she got pissed at me, but then later on she apologized. She goes, you're right. You're absolutely right. And
yeah, you put her on the spot. I mean, I'm locked in. Yeah, at 30 years, what's your excuse? You couldn't find a piece of paper and pen in 30 years? I get how hard a letter is to write, but 30 years? You couldn't write for 29 years?
Hey, and
it's not hard to write a letter.
I wasn't expecting letters all the time or real long letters. Just every once in a while, write me a note or something,
That's right. Every once in a while, just drop you a note, just to see how you're going and what's happening.
I had 3 cousins give me their address. I wrote everyone every month. But one, my cousin Joey, he wrote me maybe 3 letters in the whole 3 years I was there. But his letters would say, I'm not one to write letters. It's really hard for me to write, but I want to get this out because I want you to know I read all your letters that come. And that meant the world to me. And maybe every 8 months I'd get a letter. But at least he did that. And he took the time. And it would only be a paragraph. And I would like it to be a longer letter. But no, that meant a lot to me, that he could at least do that.
Well, the ones that did stay in contact with me throughout the years and come and see me and all of this and that, they're the ones that felt the worst if they missed writing, And I said, hey man, it's no big deal. At least you write, Don't feel bad.
Yeah. So, Rick and Adam, I want to hear when you guys got out of prison. What did you do for money, or did you have it buried in the mountains, or how did you find a job? How did you survive? Your first week out. Talk about that, guys. Let's
You
hear
go
from Rick,
first, Rick.
and we'll hear from Rick, and then we'll hear from Adam.
Oh, well, when I got out, I had friends that ran poker tournaments around town. So they gave me a job as a poker dealer, like right away.
Oh, wow.
But my PO, he was up my ass because I'm a security threat group, and I had assaulted a parole enforcement officer when I went to prison the second time.
So yeah, you're not well liked. And how long were you on? You said parole or probation?
It was parole.
How long was that?
I had an extra 13 months when I got out. But the first thing my PO said was like, I'm putting you right back. I'm like, no, you're not.
That's right. He trying to get you, didn't he?
I absconded every other parole I ever had.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and talk about that, because Adam, you would get out and you don't even bother to show up to parole, right? You just say, fuck it, I'll go right back. But you're out now. So what happened this last time? Did you finally take the parole?
No. See, the last time I got out, I served my full sentence.
They maxed him out.
Yeah, maxed me out. Yeah, that's what they call it in America. Okay. Because I knew if I kept on doing what I used to do, just sweet talking the parole board and telling them what they want to hear, you know what I mean? I knew I was going to be back, so there's no point in that. So I just done my full time, and then I got out.
Did any of you guys have to do a halfway house?
No.
What do you guys know about halfway houses? Have you heard about those?
Oh,
yeah, they're shit. I reckon they're shit and they're a bad idea because they just, in my opinion, I think they're designed to set people up to fail.
That's what I've always heard too.
Well,
so does parole.
I've seen at least half the guys in my halfway house get sent back, but the other half made it through because it's a halfway house because you're only halfway out of prison. You're still an inmate. And they forget.
I would rather stay in prison. If I had two choices to go to halfway house or stay in prison, I'd stay in prison.
A lot of people did that. They just declined it. I don't want that. Yeah. I'll do my time here. I get that.
That's what I would do.
I didn't have to go to halfway house.
Yeah. On my last case,
Harvey didn't have to worry about that.
I caught my case in 06. I paroled in 08. I met at the parole office the one time and absconded and was gone for almost a year.
Wow.
And then they caught me. That's a good run. Yeah, that was a good one. And then they caught me, sent me back to prison on the violation, tried to give me another parole packet. I told them I don't want parole. It had been like another, 7 or 8 months to max out. And they gave me the parole anyway on a 13-month parole just so that they could keep their thumb on me. But I actually did that parole.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
My halfway house was nothing nice. It's in the Tenderloin. That's like the Skid Row in San Francisco. There is literally 20
Tenderloin. When I think of tenderloin, I think of steak.
Yeah, I know. But it's about a 20-block radius. It's the worst part of San Francisco. And there was 20, 30 homeless tents right outside the door. Guys are shooting up right when I'm trying to come back from work to check into the halfway house. I mean, they got needles hanging out of their arms. There's feces everywhere and hypodermic needles, and there's always some naked guy running around in the street. I mean, you see it everywhere, and they're on everything. I don't know, whatever they're on. And this halfway house is in the worst neighborhood. So then they come in, and then you take everything out of your pockets, you take your shoes off, they swab you for a drug test, you breathe in a thing to breathalyze. Every time you go in, they'll wake me up at 3 a.m. with a urine cup to pee test me, knowing I got to go to work in 3 hours. But I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, though, I was able to get a job, save up $2,000, bought a used car, found a place to live, got, back with my Some family members talked to me, came to visit me, brought me clothes, and the halfway house did their job. It was a nightmare going through it, but if I didn't go to the halfway house, one of those guys in those tents could have been me. But in the feds, they won't let you be homeless. They'll send you back to prison or the halfway house. You can't get out of prison and live in a tent when you're on probation. They won't allow it. It's tough, you know.
So, how many times have you been dropped on?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, they just came last week, a surprise visit with. Actually, they didn't drop the urine on me, but she came. I got a call last week, and it's my 5th probation officer now because I've moved a lot. And the phone rings, and she says, "Are you home?" And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "You're apartment E, right?" I go, "Yeah." "Can you come down and open the door for us?" And I went right down, and she's with her supervisor, but she had a letter for me to sign because they do a credit check on you every year. So since I owe the government $1.7 million, I'm not allowed to have a credit card or anything like that. No new lines of credit, you know? So it's like if I owe G money, you know, $800 for an ounce of dope that I bought, but I go to G Force and I buy some more dope, G money's going to get pissed, right?
Yeah.
So that's how the government, you know, looks at it. But she went through my cupboards and my closets and all that. So it was more than just bringing me the letter. But so
I
apparently
wouldn't have let that happen. I would have told her to get the fuck out of my closet.
Yeah, you would have, and then we wouldn't be talking.
That's just what I like.
But she told me this will probably be the last time you're ever going to see me. I have 4 months and 17 days left on my 3 year
I don't
probation.
care. I still would have told her.
Well,
Get the fuck
so
out of my closet.
She did the credit check, and she just called me the other day, and there's a credit card that I got an offer in the mail for a credit card, or I did something online, but the card came in the mail and it said call to activate. I never called to activate it, and I called it. This is a year ago. The PO I had told me, no, you can't have a credit card. I fucking told you can't have one, right? And I go, but come on, man, and he wouldn't do it. So I never activated it, but apparently it showed up on my credit report, and it was $1,500 credit card. I'm like, damn, I wish I had that. But she says, you know, I'm going to have to run this by my boss, and we might have to have a hearing, but I'm going to put no action required because it has a zero amount. I believe you never activated it. But I also had a Chime credit builder card where you got to put money on the card, and then when you slide it, it builds your credit. And I had to explain to her, if there's no money on the card gets declined. And she goes, okay, so it's not a credit card. But they don't, credit builder cards are something new. So she waived
debit card. That sounds like a debit card. What we got?
No, it's like a prepaid credit card. It's like a secure credit card.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, so I emailed her the other day and called her. She hasn't answered my calls, but I got the email tonight, and she says you have nothing to worry about. I ran it through my boss. You're all good. Don't worry. Just don't open up any new lines of credit. And so, whew. But, you know, I still worry about these things, man, because they could have violated me. I've heard of guys opening up credit cards and they go back to prison, you know? So it's not just a dirty test I got to worry about, you know?
True.
Well, the reason I said that is that in November, I'll be out 6 years.
Wow.
That's awesome, Harvey.
Yeah, well, I'm still on paper, though, you know?
You should have been out a lot fucking sooner, in my opinion.
How long are you on paper for?
Until they decide to let me off. I got a life sentence.
Yeah.
Keep me definitely. But anyway,
yeah,
I've only been dropped on one time.
Now, they can drop on you anytime they want?
Yeah, they can drop on you anytime they want, but I've only been dropped on one time.
Yeah. I have to call a number every day, and once a month my color's brown. If they call brown, I gotta go. I got like 2 hours to get there.
My PO was up my ass.
What'd you say, Rick?
You guys?
My PO was up my ass. He was all over me. And then, like the last 3 months of it, I left the girl I was with, met my wife, my now wife, married her, and my PO comes in. He's like, "Oh, so you don't live where your address is anymore, I see." I was like, "No." He's like, I'm not going to violate you. Just keep paying on your what's it called,
In-
restitution. And he says, and
intervention.
watch out for that ex of yours. She's going to put a hit on you.
Really? He said that? He knows
Yeah.
her. He ran her name or something, huh?
I don't know. She was calling him, telling him that I was doing all kinds of drugs and all kinds. She tried to get me
That's
violated.
messed up.
No, that's fucked up.
Can you guys answer a question for me? One thing I've heard, and I don't understand, in America, I've heard of people being on supervised probation and unsupervised. What's the difference?
Yeah, it's kind of like I've heard of that too. I don't know if it's uncertain, but it's kind of court probation. That's where you just send in a monthly paper of how much money you made and you haven't been arrested and stuff like that.
Right.
And that's good enough for them. They can always still show up at your house, but they usually don't. And then regular probation is they can come by anytime they want, search and seizure and all that stuff. And
Yeah,
you
the
have to
American
do
justice
check-ins
system, I can't wrap my head around it.
We can't either. But
crazy.
yeah, he called it restitution. In Missouri, they call it intervention fees. Yeah.
You know what it's called here? It's
What?
called victims compensation here.
Well, yeah, when I went to prison, I had to pay a victim's comp too. But that was something, when I first got convicted,
Yeah.
Yeah. What about
But
child support?
This here is paying every month just to be on parole.
You have to pay
I
for that
had to do
service.
that too. It was like $85 a month.
Wow.
Here in Missouri is 30.
Man,
Well, I have to pay 10% of my income to the
crazy.
Fed for my restitution.
Do you, Sean?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
$100 or 10%, whichever one is higher. So if
But
I
$80
only made
$80, Rick, that's crazy.
yeah,
yeah, it was rough. That was a day's work.
Yeah, I bet. Bloody hell. The government's always trying to figure out a way to suck money out of us.
Well, it's just like in Missouri, when you're in prison, if you have over $2,200 on your account, they'll take it for room and board.
What?
Yeah, they do
You
that.
got to
in
pay
Nevada.
to stay in prison?
In Nevada. In Nevada, they charge you, I think it's like $50 a month.
That's
county
fucking
jails in
crazy.
California do that too. Yeah,
Are they on?
But
Are
that's
they
what-
on drugs?
Right. But that's only if you have over $2,200 on your account. So most people don't let their account build up to that much,
I wouldn't be staying in prison. What I'd be doing, I would be bloody not putting any money in my books and put some money on a mate of mine's book that I can trust and getting him to get the bloody shit for me.
see, you are smart, Adam.
That's what I would do. I'm not giving them bloody anything.
And
Yeah, I
if you,
know. I'm more
if you
streetwise than
arrest-
anything.
if you owed restitution in Nevada, any money that was sent in, they would take half of it.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, Rick. How are you supposed to survive in here? I mean, you need to buy, the main essentials like toiletries, you know what I mean? Like some food and, because they're the two main things you need. Like, because every time that I went to prison, because it's not called canteen here, it's called buy-up. And the first things that I would put down on there, the first things that was always bloody soap, you know what I mean? Shampoo, deodorant,
Hygiene is a
toothpaste,
must. You get
toothbrush, all that
hygiene
sort of
right
stuff.
away.
I used to get that before I got me tobacco and food, you know what I mean?
Well, that's
Have you
what
guys-
a real convict does. A real convict's going in, they're getting their hygiene and their shower shoes.
Right.
They're getting the stuff that you need before you start buying candy bars.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you guys know the
That's
assholes
right.
that you can always spot the guy that's never done time. He buys all the honey buns and Swiss rolls and all.
Oh,
that shit.
yeah.
And no shampoo, no soap or nothing. And 4 days later, when he hasn't taken a shower and he's getting his ass beat for it, he still
Right.
can't figure out what he did wrong. You know those
Yep.
guys?
Because, I mean, prison's a dirty place. You got to keep clean.
Yeah.
Exactly. What gets me is young people coming into prison and wearing their shower shoes out in the wing, pod, whatever you want to call it.
Oh man,
What the hell's wrong with you, man?
they haven't been
Yeah.
in it yet. They haven't
Right.
been in it yet.
They just
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
So
But they got to
I
find
did
out
a
the hard way.
I've done a couple of commissary videos, and the number one thing you buy first
seen
is
that one.
shower shoes.
A million times over. Just
Yep.
shower shoes, shower
Hell
shoes.
yeah.
And you can get a bar of soap, for being indigent and stuff like that, and make that work. But you got to have them shower shoes, man.
I didn't have food in my house once my money actually hit, and I got out of the fish tank and hit level 4. I didn't put any food on my list for like the first 2 orders. I needed the stuff, the comfort stuff first. You need a pillow, you need shoes, you need socks, you need shower shoes, you need hygiene, and you don't just buy a month's worth of hygiene, you buy 6 months worth of hygiene, you max out
Stock
on all
up.
of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. I used to always
Then
stock
you
up on
start
my
buying
hygiene.
soup.
They
I had this
pillow-
one guy.
Rick,
One
you
guy
said
who
pi-
always buys shit, right? Chocolates, chips,
Yeah.
sodas and all that, right? And then one day he came to me and he's gone, bro, can I ask a favor? And I said, what's that? He goes, can I borrow a bar of soap? And I'm like, hell no. And he's gone, but you've got like 20 bars there. And I said, well, that's not the point. You shouldn't be fucking looking around what I got anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I said to him, listen, it's not my problem that you fucking stuff your fat face with fucking chips and chocolates and shit. You know what I mean? Get the fuck out of my cell before I throw you out. Fucking idiots.
Yeah, people don't understand in prison, man, especially if you got a cellie, man. You shower every fucking day. I mean, unless
Yep.
you're in the SHU and they won't let you, I get that. But no, you shower every day. And you lather yourself up. And you don't I see guys come in there 45 seconds they're walking out of the shower. You didn't shower. You just wet your hair. What, you dip your head in there? No, you go back. That's not a
45
shower.
seconds. It's like they just
That's
jumped
not a
under the
shower.
shower and then jumped out.
Yeah, I've
Hey.
had to tell people off. That ain't taking a shower, man. Dipping
Yeah, I
your head
know.
in the water.
We used to do it all the time.
Real
Tell
convicts
people.
know. Real convicts know that your boxers and your socks become your loofah sponge when you're taking a shower.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I'm not a tough
Oh, yeah.
guy, but I had cellies. I had to tell him, dude, I got to sleep next to you. You still smell. You didn't take a shower. The fucking
You got to tell them.
I want your hair lathered up, everything. Our soap, man. I mean, I'm not going to go in there watch you do, but you smell. Get back in there, man.
It's
You
like
know?
a video. It's like a video I made. I got this new cellie, and he comes in from being out in the yard, sweating like a pig, lays down on his sheets. I said, "What are you
That's
doing, dude?"
disgusting. That's
I said, "What are you
disgusting.
doing, dude? Get your fucking ass in the shower." Well, we get to arguing, and everybody else comes over there and said, "What's going?" They told him, "Man, get your ass in the shower. We're throwing you in the shower."
Man,
And I've seen that done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah, so have I.
And
Yeah, you get
speaking of
rolled up.
sheets, speaking of
Oh,
the
yeah, you
sheets
do,
now-
Rick.
Hey, Harvey, I know guys, 6 months, they haven't even washed their sheets, dude,
That's
Yeah, they're kind of
disgusting.
yellow.
you can get the laundry done free in the laundry room. Take your
That's
fucking
right.
sheets off. Like once a week, get your sheets washed. Oh, I'll do
Right.
it once
You know
a
what?
month. Don't
I used
no,
to
not
take,
once a month, motherfucker. You wash that shit every week.
Yeah, well, twice
Right,
a
guys?
week. Twice a week when I used to go in my shower, I used to take my sheets in the shower and wash them in the shower. You know what I
There
mean?
you go. There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I used to always do, wash my everything like that.
Well, we had these big tubs that were our foot lockers that went under our bunks, and you could just pull
I've
that
seen
thing
it.
out, empty it out, fill it with water, and they sold the Tide boxes. And I mean, we were constantly once a week we'd wash everything because you got nothing else to do. You're in there 23 hours a day.
Right.
Fuck it.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
know.
Exactly. And
yeah.
like I said before, you got to keep clean because prisons have, a putrid place.
How did these people live before they got to prison? I feel sorry for whoever lived with them.
Well,
Oh,
it's like
God.
it's like somebody told me in prison one time. He said, "The way you see somebody living in prison is probably how they lived on the streets."
100%.
Yeah, that's true. I've heard of that, Harvey.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
That's disgusting. I mean, you have to keep clean. You have to shower. You got to,
clean your sheets, you know what I mean, wash your clothes, you know what I mean. It's just it's just a bloody normal thing that you do. What's supposed
Yeah.
to be.
Hey, the
But yeah,
first
I've
cellie
seen.
I had when I
I
was at
stabbed
the
the guy
federal
for not sharing.
when I was at the federal detention center when I first got indicted, they opened up the door and there's this young kid like 25 years
I
old,
don't
but he's
think
from
so.
Russia. He's got a thick Russian accent, and every spot on the wall had markings like "Evil is here," "I'll kill you," "Satan lives."
Fucking hell.
Everywhere, every wall, every
He's got
corner.
issues, Sean.
Oh man! And I go, "You're putting me in with here with this guy?" This dude was psycho, man.
I would have walked in, looked at the cell, and I would have went, hell no.
Yeah, well, I went and talked to one of the guards, and I go, "Come on, have you seen how are you letting this guy? I mean, have you looked at the walls? And can you move me, please?" And one of the guards said, "I've never been in here. What are you talking about?" He opens up the door and he goes, "Yeah, pack your shit. I'll get you out of here." This guy's rude.
All right, fellas, I got to get off and play with the daughter.
All right, speak
okay.
good,
Yeah,
Rick.
we could keep this short, man. I was hoping
care,
to get
Rick.
some
See you
questions
soon,
about the
brother.
halfway house, but I threw this video on here, without. Oh, hey, doing time. Big Weevy's on here. Big Weevy, you want to come on? The links on there. If you want to come
You
on.
jump on.
Well, yeah, I saw that you were live, Sean, and
And I thought to myself, look, I'll jump on the live because I can't go live now because you got to have 50 subscribers, as you know. So I thought I'd jump on here and let you guys know what's going on. Chop it up with the family.
You don't have your new channel started yet, do you?
Yeah, it's up. Like
Who's
I've already
this
put out a
coming on?
couple.
T Nova. I don't know who this is. Should I let her on?
Who is it?
I don't know. All right, I'm gonna take a chance. I don't know who you are. I'm letting you on. I don't know. Who you are.
I just want
You
to
guys
say,
know her?
I'm glad that I found you all over again. I had started watching you when you barely had started your channel back. I think when you started collaborating with the foundation that you're working with.
Okay.
And so I was just kind of like, because I know that you're very like informative regarding like federal and how you were in camp and how you went to the halfway house and all that kind of good stuff. So I had been following your story. And back in February, I had mentioned to you regarding like my husband and how he had been incarcerated. You did get me in contact with somebody.
Yeah. Okay, it's starting to come back. Yeah.
Yes. So no, I just wanted to let you know that he is eligible for early release. There's obviously like some questions, but I'm not sure if you guys will cover kind of like topics where, because I noticed that there's a lot of people out there that don't know really what to expect as a family member. They don't know what to expect during these times. And I think that's one of the things that you're doing. You're kind of like letting us know, hey, you know what, this is what you should be expecting. Don't get your hopes up, but it's gonna happen in due time. Yeah. So one of the questions I did have for you.
Go for it.
Thank you. As of course, if I can. It's actually he is eligible for early release. He has a release date for next year, which is on the 6th of January. His case was being transferred from San Diego, but home confinement didn't work out because my landlord did not approve the house, like the USPO coming over to do the
they come over. You got to have a landline. They want to see who lives there. All that. Yeah.
So that didn't work out because like our landlord, like we live in a back house, and so he was like, no, I don't want anything to do with that. So it really sucked. It really put things back. So his PO wasn't able to do any of that stuff. So his case was going to be transferred from San Diego, and because the home confinement didn't work out, he's going to be pushed out to a halfway house in San Diego. And
in San Diego, I think there's 4 or 5 of them in San Diego too. Do you know which one?
I don't. That's the thing. So everything has been stalled right now until his case manager, I guess, gets involved. They've submitted his paperwork for that to happen. But my question is, how long would something like that take? At this point, I feel like he's just probably going to get released on his release date at that point.
So that's a good question. So it's kind of up to his case manager. Where's he at right now? Do you know what prison he's at? Oh, he's at Lompoc.
Yeah.
So, Lompoc's a big prison. So the case managers are the ones who who call the halfway house and set up, like a reservation at a hotel, right?
Okay.
Now, let's say he gets First Step Back credits, and all of a sudden he has, 30 extra days that he can be released early. The case
Mhm.
manager has to now call the halfway house and say, this guy's got an extra 30 days. Do you have an opening, in March instead of April? And the
Yeah.
halfway house will say, yes, we do, or yes, we don't. Or he can call up a different halfway house that has an opening. But a lot of case managers don't want to do the work. They'll just tell
Yeah.
the guy, no, you're going when you're going. I'm not going to do the work. And that's
And
been
there's
a big problem in the
yeah.
Bureau of Prisons. I don't know if they're lazy. They just don't care.
He
They're
was
getting ready to
out.
retire. They don't want to do the work. They don't care about you. They have
Yeah.
100 people in their caseload. Is that an excuse? They're getting paid good money. They're getting like $80,000 a year. Why can't they do the
Yeah.
work?
Exactly. And that's the thing, like right now, that's why I'm like it's kind of stalled in that aspect because the paperwork was submitted for him to be released, but now it's going to be homeless. He's going to be released as homeless pretty much to San Diego to a
The feds
halfway
won't
house.
allow that, though. He'll have to be in a halfway house or a sober living house
Yeah,
or a.
that's why they're going to send him out, but on his file he's going to be marked as homeless to go to the halfway house, obviously. Not to go in order to go, it's just that he's just marked as homeless because the home confinement
Yeah.
didn't work out. So I'm in the process. I'm moving out and stuff like that to an apartment so I can get that approved for him
Okay.
so he can be transferred from the halfway house over to home confinement because they're saying that they're probably pushing people out of the
Yeah.
halfway houses
Now,
as
with
well.
home confinement, they have to check in with the halfway house, and sometimes they stay there a month before the halfway house approves the home confinement because the halfway houses run home confinement.
Yeah,
And tomorrow at 3 o'clock, I got the director of the Albuquerque Federal Halfway House coming on this channel. He's going to be
perfect.
sitting right next to me, not on a remote. And if you can come in at 3 o'clock, you're in California,
Yes,
so
California.
that'll be 2 o'clock your time tomorrow. It'll be on this channel, and you can ask him the question directly because he's the director, and he may have a better answer than me. But a lot of times it's. Oh, and here Sean Herman is in the room, and she's a big help with this stuff. If you want to come on, Sean, the link right up above. She's a prison advocate, and she can answer your question too. Let me see if she'll come on. She
I
said
got a
federal
question.
can pay his
Nova,
first
are you
month's rent.
nervous?
Yep. Go
Am
ahead.
I
Go ahead.
nervous?
Yeah.
Like nervous for his release?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. It's been 8 months since I've
Right.
been adapting to solidarity. I can say, oh, solitude to my solitude. You can say,
Right.
but you know what? As a woman, I think that you can take it as one or the other. You can break yourself, or you can be like, you know what? No, like there's no in between. You either quit or you just don't even try at all. So I think
Right.
this has been such a learning experience for me to just be on my own, to be I think for myself and say, you know what, if I don't do this, if I don't wake up at 5:30 and I don't get to work, how am I going to pay my rent? I think
Right.
that being married for 2 years and being like at home, and I kind of adapted to him being like the provider, and now when everything was just like boom, he surrendered, you have to take on the whole load and you have
Yeah.
to figure it all out, jump back into the work field. That for me was scary. So now him coming back, the changes, like him, I'm not sure how he's gonna feel. So I have to be very considerate about his feelings, about him trying to come back and to adapt, and even though
Well,
it has been
let me
like
stop you
almost
there. He's
8 months.
very lucky you're waiting for him. And he
Right.
did this to you.
That's
You didn't
right,
do this to
exactly.
him. He did this to you. And
Yes.
you must be angry. You've got to
Oh
be
yeah.
when it first married
There's
2 years and now you're running off to prison on me? Come on, man.
exactly.
Right?
You're thinking, and you know what, God, I feel like God, there's always a positive in every negative situation, because for me it's like, yeah, I tried to, expand my family with him, and it just didn't happen. It wouldn't happen. And God knew, like, I can't put this on your plate and then still have this happen to you, because it's just not going to work for you. So I
Yeah.
think that above anything, I thank God for the experience. I thank God for helping him get closer to his mercy. And because
Yeah.
he was angry at him for, his father's death because of cancer. And I feel like it kind of opened his eyes that no, like that's just a part of life sometimes, and you can't be mad with somebody that has literally had your back for your entire life. It's just a perspective that you have. So yeah, it's a little scary,
Yeah, you know,
nervous.
us criminals got to grow up. We can't blame our parents anymore for our actions when we're adults. We make these decisions, you know, and for him to, he needs to come back and crawl and ask you for forgiveness and
Yeah,
beg you for mercy. And thank God you waited for him. You know what I
yeah,
mean? He
it's
could be
it's
more
been a
than, you know how lucky
yeah.
he is that you're waiting for him. I
He,
don't
Exactly.
know if
he
he
and
gets
he
it.
he I don't
Very
think he gets
lucky.
it either. I don't think he gets it either, because there's times where he wants to kind of feel entitled that he can hang up on me because I may feel sad, or I may be feeling a little bit explosive because I may be under a lot of pressure. And the
That's
only
not fair
person I
on
can
you.
vent to is him. So it's like it leaves me with all of this bottled up. And time after time that happened. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm doing this and I'm holding this down and I'm doing, and I'm not trying to put it in your face, but I think you should really kind of take a step back and see that we're both going through a really rough patch.
Yeah,
It's
you,
just
you're in your own prison. When he goes to prison, he left you high and dry, right?
exactly. And remember how we established that also, like when you're doing the time, family is also doing the time with you, because
Yeah.
we're not going out there having fun. We have to take care of responsibilities to ensure that you're okay and you have your essentials and you have
Yeah,
food.
and when somebody says, "How's your husband doing?" What do
Exactly.
you? What do you? Oh, well, he's in prison. How does that make you
Yeah.
feel when you
I'm
got to
like,
answer
how do
that
I say
question?
my Marine went to prison? How do I
He
say that?
he works
Right?
for the state. He works for the feds.
Yeah,
Yes, I
He
saw,
needs
he's at the staff campus right now. He's not gonna come home till, and that's the hardest thing, having to find a place and going through all these changes and having to say like, well, my husband's not in the picture right now, but in 2 months maybe he will be coming into the apartment. So it's like you see a ring on me and you're like, okay, so if you're moving alone, then why do you have a ring? Are you kind of like not okay in your head? And so those are questions that obviously come arising with like landlords and stuff like that. But like we established, back in February, it's, family is actually doing the time with you. We don't know what to expect. Where I'm just grateful that he's waking up every morning. I'm grateful that he's kind of sticking to his program. He's, doing what is going to help him and help me. That's, kind of opening himself to the law of attraction and knowing that your thoughts will really make you, your mind will really break you if you allow it to. So he's become, although he's a Marine, he's become a little bit more empathetic, because he was very just
and he's a
cold, right?
Marine. I
well.
mean,
Yeah.
He needs to know and
guys,
realize how lucky he is
tell
to
her
have you.
when he gets home
You know what
how
I
he
mean?
needs to kiss her ass and beg for mercy, and he's gonna have a rude awakening when he gets out.
Oh
Tell him,
yeah.
guys. Tell her, guys.
Oh
Tell
Well,
her.
the first thing that he should say to you, he should apologize for even going to prison in the first place and putting you in a position that you have been in. He needs to apologize and say, "Look, I'm sorry for going to prison and for making you hold the fort. Where it's his responsibility as a man of the house. You know what I mean?"
Correct. Correct.
Uh,
And that's why, I thank him because of everything that he did. He allowed me to work. Not that he allowed me, but he was like encouraging me, like, okay, babe, you can do this, you can do that. And, but
I
now
gotta
it's
go,
like,
guys.
you
all
got to
right.
go.
All
Okay,
right.
See you,
Harvey.
Harvey.
Talk soon,
Thank you,
I'll talk
brother.
to y'all
Harvey.
later.
God bless you.
God bless you all
Hey
too.
guys, real
Thank
quick,
you.
there's
Say
a
hi
guy
to
here. And
Mindy for me.
he says it's your favorite prison guard. I have my eyes on you.
That's kind
Yeah,
of
I don't know what
creepy.
that's about.
Do you guys know him?
No, that's
No,
kind of
I
creepy.
don't remember you. I don't remember you as my prison guard,
it sounds like
That's
a troll.
keep
Sounds like a
watching because
troll, Sean.
all we try to do is help people. So I'm glad you're watching the show.
yeah, but it's it's beautiful to have stumbled upon you again, and I know that the people that I have also had a relationship with also like with social media, and I opened doors and stuff like that, and seeing you walk into this community, and know Rick and Frank too. Frank's like a brother to me.
Nice.
So it's
Frank
like a
and Rick
community that
are good people.
he's really good people, man. He's just about love and
100%.
spreading the positive vibes out of the struggle. So it's like you have either one option. You can allow the struggle to break you and you can destroy yourself, or you can allow that to, just let that cup of positivity just overflow and continue to have faith. So for me, it's gonna be, it's gonna be an adapting process again, having to okay, so the decisions making is going to be now both of us again. So that part, it's like, you know. But like he
Got to
said, you
get
know,
used to working as a team again. You know what I mean?
mhm, exactly. So it's just beautiful to have like that, to have seen you again, Sean. It's good to like, you know, have stumbled upon you again because I had lost you, and I was like, how do I find him? How do I find him?
Oh,
Sean's
okay.
a very good man. He's
Yeah,
a
he
very good
is.
man.
He
He's
You
is.
like
know,
my
you
He's
know,
brother.
very
is what is your name? P Nova? I guess what did I call
P
you? Nova?
Nava.
P
P Nava.
Nava. Okay.
Patricia, remember?
Patricia. Oh yeah, yeah. So
Patricia.
you know, I work for Wings for Life. You know what they
Yes.
are, right? So
Yes. I spoke
we help
to Angie.
we got
Angie,
established just for people like you, for women where their husbands are
good.
away
She's
in
a good
prison.
woman.
Because my
Angie.
boss who started the organization, her husband went away to federal prison, left her high and dry with 4 kids, bills, rent, all that. He just, bye, I'm going to go work out and take classes and walk the track and get in shape, not worry about bills, and you take care of the
Oh
family.
my
And
God.
when I get out, I want that all to be waiting for me when I get out. And
It's
I'll
like
be
That's
like,
how
not
to
fair on
you
her.
know,
the
She doesn't
you know
deserve that.
yeah, the stress. And one advice she did give me, because I spoke to her on the phone, and
oh,
she was like,
nice.
just never tell say that your husband's in like deployed. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But she's amazing. She did tell me about her backstory, and it's true, you know. They're expecting to have everything to come back to things, to come
Yeah,
back to
they
what
like
they
you're gonna
left.
be there. Welcome home, welcome back, a big
But
party.
no, it's
No,
you
you
know,
know what you
yeah,
just did to me, and I'm still
yeah,
waiting for you. You
yeah.
got
Like
a lot of
there's
nerve.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's like that person. Like I feel like I'm obviously like not going to be walking on eggshells, and he won't be walking on eggshells. But want him to understand and to appreciate the fact that my love is so great that I put everything on hold and just kept grinding to make sure we kept our car, to make sure we have a roof over our head, to make sure my child's still having food in his mouth, to make sure I'm
yeah.
still doing laundry, still
You
having
had
to
to be the
freaking buy
mother, the
food.
father, the breadwinner, the provider,
I
the
have
Yep.
to be
caretaker,
everything.
all this stuff, right? And he's just, getting in
It's
shape
like,
and
let me
working
get in
out. And
shape, let me read
yeah,
books, you know, okay, money's on
yeah,
my
That's
commissary.
why.
And you know what I mean? It's like he understands that he didn't do this when he met me. It was a case he was fighting. But at the end of the day, I think that he should kind of like just, hey, you're not so entitled to feel the way you're feeling because at the end of the day, you did this to me. So I have the
yeah.
right to feel angry. I have the right to feel stressed because I was relying on a partner, not somebody that was going to just up and leave and hey, I have to like be gone for a year. It doesn't work like that. So it's just beautiful like that you're also like giving people expectations of what to expect out of the situation, to know that it's okay to be angry, to know that it's okay to feel frustrated.
It is
And
okay. It is
as
okay.
long
It
as
is
you're being
okay.
honest with yourself that hey, you know, I am bitter right now, I am angry a little bit inside because this is not right. You're putting me in a situation where I can fail and I can destroy myself because of the fact that emotions are so volatile that how do you control them when so much is just hitting the fan, you know? I'm being
Yeah.
asked to move out by the landlord, and
I
it's
don't
like
blame your
okay,
landlord. You go to your landlord. My husband's getting out of prison, and
yeah.
the PO needs to come
And
and
he's
check the
like,
place.
wait a
I
minute.
don't blame your landlord. Say,
Yeah,
whoa, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't blame him at all. And he's
yeah,
gonna. You're,
exactly.
That's why he's. That's why I say he's lucky to have you because I've lost count how many times I've seen in prison. You know, where the woman just like will says, "Well, bugger this, I'm out of here," and she leaves. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
It's like, you know, I'm not talking to anybody. I don't, that's like, that doesn't cross my mind. My mind is like, no, this is gonna make us. This is gonna make us stronger. This is gonna
Make you even
make,
stronger.
yeah, make me more resilient emotionally because I'm a freaking wreck sometimes. You know, I had
right.
depression hit me for a few months and I couldn't cope, and it would just be sadness, sadness, sadness.
Yeah.
But now it's like, no, I feel a little bit more empowered and I'm like, okay, if God allows everything just to go, it's just gonna go
Yeah.
because I'm gonna do the
Yeah.
legwork. And if my legwork is not gonna be enough, it's because God is saying like this is not right. You got to take this path. So that's how I see things, and it's
Sure.
just nice that people like Sean, you know, you guys are doing Aussie Talks Prison too. Like I think that what you guys are doing is beautiful because when he comes out, that's something that I want to speak to him about. So we
Sure.
can kind of like do something, not be on YouTube, I can say, because he's not okay with all that.
Well,
But he
let,
wants
let,
to
I
let
be
me
wasn't
tell
at
you,
public.
he
I
he
wasn't
needs
at
to
first either. It took me a while to warm up.
No, it's more
Patricia,
about me. It's
he
like,
needs
hey,
to understand when he gets out of prison, his job, he doesn't have a role in your family anymore because you've been the father, the mother, the provider, the caretaker, the
Yep.
nurser, the breadwinner. I've covered all that. So when he gets out, it's like, I don't have a role for you. I'm doing everything. So he needs to find a way to get back into that role, and it's never going to be the same.
It
And
definitely
he
isn't,
needs to
because
realize that
it
he's so
changed
lucky
me.
that you're even going to let him be part of the family again. But he has to start all over again. And
It is true.
most guys don't realize that. They think, hey, I'm home, move aside, everything's going to be okay. But I have my prison issues I want to talk about. You don't want to hear about his prison issues. You don't want to hear, you know what I went through while you were in prison? Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
Nope.
so
And
it's not going to be
changed me, like
easy
you
for
said.
you. It's not going to be easy for you when he gets out.
It's not. I'm obviously nervous, because I feel a little bit more empowered, and it's like, well, I have to take this road because this is, this is what's more logical in my head. And now it's going to be like, hey, it's going to be two people making the decision. So at that point, it's like, that's my only nervousness, you could say. But other than that, like, I'm really excited. I'm waiting to see how everything plays out. I just don't know what really to expect timeline wise, as everybody else is just waiting for their family member to get out. I don't know what to expect about, like, how his emotions are going to be.
Well,
So
I will suggest that you guys have marriage counseling from day one. And if he refuses, you might want to say goodbye. I'm serious. And
But if he loves you,
trust me.
if
You know
he
what?
loves you,
there is
he
free
would do it.
He actually did say that. He's like, babe, we got to go to marriage counseling, and we're going to get involved in a
There you
church.
go.
And
That just
he wants
shows
to
how
do
much he loves
Christian
you.
church.
Because I can hook you up
to.
with free. I can hook you up with free marriage counseling through my office. But yeah, that's good that he
Thank
said.
you.
Okay, that's
Thank you. Yeah, no, he's
great
willing
answer
to
that
do
he
that.
gave you. There's
And then
There's hope then.
he has already, like, when he went in, he was a plumber, right? But he has the same company, the same owner of that plumbing company. He wants him back into one of the vans. He wants him back into his sales. He wants him back to be a plumber for his company, because he's a very, like, well-spoken individual. And he has everything laid out, It's just a matter of us not colliding, matter of us not being as upset with one another, and him understanding, like, hey, I just been through a lot of stress that I wasn't expecting. And it's true, because, like, if I were just say my backstory, it's like, this was an adulting process for me, being 28 and being always on my own, having to fend only for myself, my son, co-parenting and all that. It had this period of my life, it's like God needed to allow to happen, because it built so much resilience. It built maturity within me to kind of not react to my emotions.
Stronger then. That's good, right?
It definitely did, So he has a job lined out. I'm getting the place, and his boss is helping me move. He's gonna help me, like, kind of like subside the whole, like, deposit, because again, it was something unexpected for him to say, hey, I need you to, evacuate, and I need it by September. So I'm trying to move out by this weekend.
Wow.
And
Impressive
all of that it's a lot. It's a lot. So I cried.
Have you ever heard the saying?
Huh?
Have you ever heard the saying? Have you ever heard the saying? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
I heard that, and I've never taken it so literal until now in my life.
Yeah. Yep.
And I cry, and it's okay to be emotional, but at the end of the day, I'm not giving up.
It's going to be a lot of hard work to get your marriage back together. But I think if you lasted this long, you're ready. I think you want it to happen. But
I do. I want my family. I love him.
A lot of hard work, and you guys got to communicate. You got to talk every day. Your anger, you need to talk out your anger. All that stuff. Don't leave anything under the pillow and save it for next week. It's not the right time to talk about it. No, get it all.
He needs to be there. He needs to be your husband. He needs to be there for your son. You know what I mean?
Yes.
How old is your son?
He's 12 already.
12. So he's old enough to be in the conversation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he sees me cry. He sees me kind of like be down in the slumps. We are limited on funds, and it's okay, because everybody has their problems, but priorities and bills are taken care of. And that's what really matters. Food's on the table. So I feel like, he also needs an explanation. It's like, hey, this is what happened. And I'm sorry I made you guys go through this. I'm sorry you saw your mom in this state. And he needs to give me a lot of affection, because I feel like I've been through hell.
You sure you can say that again?
Yeah, I've been through hell, and I need a hug. I need a hug from him.
Yes,
and
you do.
I need
give
a
you
little bit of compassion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the human body.
He needs to hug you and kiss you and say, baby, I'm sorry.
You know, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You know?
it's like I just need that affection already. And it's like, babe, I just want to hug you already. These hugs at visits aren't enough anymore.
No,
We're
that's
still
No.
6 feet apart. You know, you still can't really hug me unless like the CEO lets you. So it's like,
You need
it's
to
like
be up
it's been
close.
some
You need to be
time.
up close, and you need to, so they can hold you tight. You know.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like right now. It's what I really want. That's my goal, and I've been making the effort to make sure that that happens. And I've taken care of him, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm also being taken care of because I need love and I need that affection, and I need to like, hey, everything's gonna be okay. And that's what I freaking love about these platforms because it's like everybody's just raining freaking support to one another, It's like it's
That's what
amazing.
we
It's
do.
beautiful.
Yeah, we're
It's
not on here
beautiful.
talking about thug life. We
No,
don't play that. We don't.
you guys are
Yeah.
making a change in people's life. Like Sean, I can say this over and over again, but I cannot exalt enough the fact that when I stumbled upon you on YouTube to begin with, you're the one that started that little chain. Other channels started popping up and you got lost in the mist. And I was just like, bruh, when I saw you come up again, I was like,
Oh,
my
thank
God,
you.
that's Sean.
So you know what I did? I reached out to all these other guys with channels that I thought had a positive message, and now I'm getting us all together, and we're one big strong entity now. And
Yes.
now we are a power, right,
Yes.
Adam?
And it's
That's
not like you
right.
guys are
Exactly.
talking about.
And we're
Go
not
ahead.
You
sitting there
see,
trying to.
I
We're not covered in tattoos and telling you about
no.
I'm affiliated with the Serenos and you're not. And
And let me tell you about the time my bunkie got stabbed and he went to the
yeah,
hole. And no, it's like
we'll
it's
tell a
different.
little
You guys,
story here and there, but we don't care about.
but
Good
it's
for you.
different.
Good for
But
you that you got back into your gang. I'm so happy.
yes,
I
See,
don't care.
so
well,
you can
good
get
for
a
you.
bit
You dropped out, but you're still like basically worshiping your whole like past, And I feel like you
Yeah.
guys are it's totally different because you guys are actually making a change in people's life. Like you gave me strength talking to her on the phone. Like you gave me the resource to hear another
Oh,
woman. You
see,
gave me
thank
that
you.
resource,
Oh,
and it made
thank
me
you so
feel
much.
really good. It gave
Thank
me
you.
that push and say, hey, you're gonna feel depressed. You're gonna feel like this, but you need to get out into the community and start volunteering. Do not shut
Yeah.
yourself out. And that's when she was like, don't lie about your husband and being in the military. Right now, you are separated. And that is the truth. You are
Yeah,
separated.
that
And
is.
more than that, you don't need to say. So just go out there. And it was true. Like I was closing myself. I was like in a
Oh, and it's
trance.
easy to do that. Just come home after your day and stay in your house and
And then
isolate and
Sean,
cry and
I
yeah,
work at
but
home. I work from home. So can
that's
you
a
imagine
miserable.
having to
You
just
know, I was
wake
just
up,
gonna
go to work,
say,
get off, go to sleep?
So you might as well
so
be
you
in the
get to
shoe
know
yourself.
me.
You might as well be in solitary confinement yourself.
Exactly. So I'm like literally doing the time because I'm in these four walls of this home.
Yeah.
Unless I'm going to the grocery store. I don't go out in nature like into nature, hiking, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, my son does because I co-parent. But as far as for me, it's like I'm actually I went through it. And it's like I did the time, but it doesn't mean my life was on hold. I grew, I matured. I was able to like not react on my emotions, and I just want that reciprocated when the time comes.
I'm so glad
I
I
had
let
a
you on
channel
tonight because
called
everything you've said, there are mothers out there and wives out there watching you right now, and they're crying and they're like, that's how I feel. I know
It's
you're
okay.
helping people.
Mhm.
Thank
Yeah,
you
and it's
so
okay to
much.
cry. It's okay to cry, but get up, wipe them tears from your face,
Yeah.
and just know that every day it's gonna get a little bit easier. It's gonna get a little bit easier. And if you listen to Sarah Evans, she'll tell you you can get a little bit
Yeah.
stronger.
Harvey's coming back. Hey, Patricia,
I had a
would
channel. I
you
had a
do
channel
another show with me in the
that
future
She'll
too?
tell you you can get a little bit
it was
stronger.
called Aussie Prison
Oh, we
Talk.
got feedback. Harvey,
My channel,
can you hear
I
me,
had to start.
Patricia?
See,
Let me
can you
mute.
hear us?
Yeah, I
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you
me
now.
now?
Explaining.
Patricia, would you do
Aussie
another
Talks
show with me
Prison.
in the future too? We can talk about what you went through.
Oh,
It might help
definitely.
you.
Yeah. If you'd
Okay.
like to set something up, I would like to encourage other women too, because more than anything, I feel like as women, we need to empower one another. I feel like
Yeah.
we need to the reality of it, baby, is that you're gonna feel down. You're gonna feel like you're worthless, but no. Look around you. You're actually making a change. You're building your family. You're being a provider for your family in every
Yeah.
aspect of the book. So I would definitely, yes, I would do an interview for you because again,
All
you're like
right.
the first person that actually made that push for me. And even though I was
Thank
crying
you.
and feeling away, it was just, hey, you don't half-ass things. You either go all the way or you don't even try because you're gonna fail for yourself.
Yeah.
You
There's
can
my
come on
phone
my
number.
channel too
Can
if
you
you
write
want.
that down? Patricia, you see
Yes,
my phone number there?
yes. I'm gonna
If you,
screenshot that.
huh?
Perfect. I just
Okay.
screenshotted that.
All right. All right. And then call me and we'll set something up because everything you said, you can help so many women out there. And
I
and the
want
fact that
to.
you're brave enough to come on here and talk about it, because a lot of women are still isolating in their house. You know what we've been talking about, and
Yeah.
they're waiting for their husband to come home. And I know there's some men that have wives in prison, they go through the same thing, but not like a woman does, you
Yeah,
know.
no, it's not. He tells me the same thing where it's like, if you were here, I would do the same for you. And it's like, baby, we're two different breeds. We're two different breeds. I'm a woman and I have so much emotions, and I can just say, you know what? I'm done. And I can
Yeah,
just up and leave. But
yeah,
as far as for men, it's like you're very resilient. You can find other ways, means, and do this and that. For women, it's hard to be a provider. As a single mother, because I was a single mother during this period, it's very, very hard. It's very hard. You have to think about your rent. You have to think about your bills to keep your light on. You have to think about your car expense because if you don't have a car, how are you going to get groceries? If
yeah.
it's just a lot that comes into play. And I think that a lot of women, they beat themselves. And I did that. And I realized, like, wait a minute, I'm very strong. God is a provider. He makes this possible. And it's just really your perspective. So it's like when somebody kind of turns that little light bulb and says, hey, start thinking about this, like Sean, for example, you in the beginning, and then Angie too. It's like, hey, start thinking about this. It's like you shifted my perspective from that. It was like, you're gonna be sad. Yes, it feels like crap. Yes, they did you wrong. But are you gonna stay or are you gonna walk away?
Yeah. Remember, it's okay to be angry at your husband because he did
Yes,
this to you. Harvey, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I agree with her, and she can come on my show too if she wants.
definitely. Yes. I think that's a
Yeah,
great movement, guys. I think
yeah.
that a
Go
lot
on
of
Harvey's
women
show too.
don't
And
know.
Harvey has a wife, and she can maybe your wife can come on too. She's
Well, that
been
would be
coming on your channel
beautiful.
lately.
That would be beautiful, Harvey. That would be beautiful because I think that we can both share experiences. I know that she had her share, I have my share. And I think, like, with that, we're going to be able to give a lot of women hope because I feel like we numb ourselves. We numb ourselves and we kind of shut ourselves out. And it's like we need somebody to give us that shoulder and to tell us, hey, you got to get up and you're a woman and you're strong. You're no different than a man just because they can do labor work and you can't do the
Right,
exact same labor work, right?
right.
Um, so it's just a matter of keep trying, keep trying. If you don't have a job, apply to 20 jobs a day. You know, go back to your resume. Ask them why you weren't, a candidate or a qualified candidate, or what made you overqualified. You got to start speaking for yourself. And I think this is the era where if this is happening for women and they want to stick in their husband's life during this incarceration period, I think it's very important for them to grow through this experience and not shove themselves down more and more and more.
Hey,
Yeah,
Sean.
I agree. Yeah,
So can you give her my info later?
I will.
Yes,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
have your
text
number,
you,
but
Sean.
she has my number.
I'm
So
gonna text you, Sean, so you can pass me his number. I'm gonna
okay.
get ready. I'm gonna go take a shower because I have dinner that I have to go with my husband's boss and his wife. Since they're gonna help me move, we're gonna start
Yeah.
coordinating all of that. I'm super
Okay.
excited. I'm blessed. I'm not alone. And like you said,
No, you're not
don't close
alone. And when you
yourself
do the
out.
show with Harvey and me, you'll find out we'll get other people coming on there, and you're not alone. And you're helping so many other women that are going through what
Thank you,
you're going
guys.
through.
I'm just
Yeah.
reciprocating what you guys gave me because, like, at the end of the day, you did give me the tools too, Sean. You did give me the tools, and you gave me the resources to reach out, and the resources that the foundation has too. It's very selfless, and a lot of people have to understand that there's people out there willing to help you. You just have to meet them
You
halfway.
got to pick
Meet
up
them
that heavy
halfway.
phone and make that call. That's the first step.
It's 150 pounds there.
Yeah, it's heavy. And what if, and then you get a voicemail. Well, I tried. I tried. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they don't call back anymore, and you're like, okay. Oh man. Thank you guys. I'm gonna keep listening on the background. I'm gonna take a shower and get ready for my afternoon.
All right.
Okay.
Have a good
Thank
one.
you guys. And then I'm gonna text you, Sean, so I can get Harvey's information and we can
Yeah, and I'll
coordinate
send that right to
something.
you. Yeah.
Sounds good then. God
All
bless
right.
you guys.
Yeah, God
All
bless
right.
you.
Thank you.
Well, Harvey, that was interesting. I'd seen somebody on the screen. I normally, who's this? Is this a troll? But I'm glad she came on, and I didn't know
Oh
that
yeah.
she talked to
Hey,
my
who was the
boss
guy
already.
earlier?
Huh?
The guard who said he had his eyes on us.
Yeah, is that your guard or my guard?
I don't know, but
Well, here's the first giveaway, Harvey. He said, "I'm the guard." They don't like to be called guard. They like to be called correctional officers. So I
right.
don't think he was a guard. He wouldn't have said that.
No, I think he was just messing with us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they get mad if you say guard.
Yeah. So right there, that's kind of, if you really are a guard, you wouldn't have said that.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's
So, anyways,
yeah.
what's going on with you these days, Harvey? How's your wife?
Oh, she's doing well,
Okay.
and
She's coming on
what
camera
else-
now. That's good.
yeah, we got a better camera now. And,
Yeah, but I mean, your wife is coming on the show now. Yeah,
Oh yeah, she got over the shyness.
she did. Watch
Yeah.
out! You might have unleashed the whole. It might not be Harvey Talks Prison anymore.
Mindy
Mike-
talks prison.
Mindy
Take it
Talks
over.
Prison, and sometimes I let Harvey on.
Right. But that's true, though. I'm glad to see her get over her shyness. She didn't want to come on because she says she has bad teeth and stuff. And I said, man, people don't care about that. I said, I got bad teeth.
Yeah. And we're not looking at your teeth. You
Right.
got to have a 10K camera to see somebody's teeth, man. I don't know.
Right. Right. But yeah, I'm glad she came on. What was her name? Nova.
Patricia Nova. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know she's already talked to my boss, and she's been watching me for a long time, and that's great. That's just great, because those women out there, man, they go through hell when we go to prison, and we expect them to wait for us. You know how we're sitting on the phone? You need to put $80 on my books. I owe money, and you bitch. And you know how the guys are on the phone yelling and screaming, trying to run their household from a jailhouse phone? Come on.
Right. I've
You've
seen it so many
that.
times. And I want to tell you guys something. I kind of made a video about this. In some ways, I think it's worse for the people on the outside that have incarcerated loved ones. Because look, we're dealing with being in prison, true, and everything it has to do with prison. But they don't know what's going on with us day by day, And that's why they always want us to call and stuff like that. Like my mom wanted me to call every day because she said, I don't know from day to day if I'm going to hear from you.
Yeah. And we're not telling them about, the guy 3 tiers down, has got it in for me, and I'm afraid to walk by there. And
Right.
when it's chow hall, I go down 3 flights of stairs. I walk below him, and I'm feared for my life because I looked at him wrong. But the guys, we can't, and we're not going to say that on the phone. And we got these fears sometimes, and we don't want to let nobody know how, all these things that they don't understand. But we actually should probably tell them that what we're going through,
Yeah, but we don't because we don't want them to worry more.
We don't want them to worry more, but we want them to go to the grocery store and avoid the guy that's got, the great job and everything, that's saying hi to her that she could go run off with. We expect her to be faithful to us, put money on our books, raise our kids, keep the house there. I want all my shit there when I get back. Don't sell anything I own. All that stuff. We expect that. And we can't tell them that, I'm afraid of the guy 3 doors down.
Right.
Maybe they'd be a little more,
I didn't tell my family and loved ones about things until like if something happened, and they came up on a visit and I was banged up a little bit, I would tell them. But if I wasn't, I wouldn't tell them until like maybe years later,
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have a woman waiting for me, but I met a woman about a year before I got sentenced. And, we went out a couple times and hit it off, and I was falling for her, and I had to tell her, look, I'm on federal pretrial, and I'm going to be going to prison the next year or two. and and we can't see each other anymore because it's not fair to you. And she said, what? And she thought it all through. Well, I'll wait for you. You don't understand. I might be going away for 10 years and it's not fair to you. And I just met you and I had to come clean with her. And she cried and I basically broke up with her. She thanked me for that when I got out of prison, and she hooked up with another guy now, and she's happy and they're in love, and that's great. But I didn't know, I just couldn't do that to her. You know what I mean?
Right. And a lot of people have done exactly what you've done, and yeah, it's hard to do, but it's in the long run, it's better,
Yeah.
What I disagree with is people who knock off all contact with their family and loved ones and stuff because either they can't deal with it or they don't want to put their family and loved ones through the stress of dealing with it.
That's actually selfish of them to do that. Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah. I mean, I understand. Hey, Nova, same back at you.
Yeah, thank you, Nova.
Yeah. But I understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, like you said, it's selfish. Big Weavy, I had to start a new. Yeah. Aussie Talks prison. I have to remember that.
What was it before? Aussie Prison Talk?
Yeah.
Okay. and the difference is no, that's good enough.
Well, when he first started, I think it was like Adam Talks Prison.
It was Adam Talks Prison, and I think it was Aussie something in the beginning, and then he put the Adam in there. But we'll get his subscribers back up. We'll take long because he had loyal subscribers.
I'm gonna make I think I'm gonna make a short video telling everybody because a lot of his subscribers are mine too, and let them know what happened.
Yeah, me too. Same here. Yeah.
Hey,
you know what I wanted to ask Patricia is what stops her from finding another man? Like she's at the grocery store and there is some guy that says hi to her, or a guy asks her out. How do you say no? I'm gonna wait for my husband to get out of prison. How does a woman actually say no when there's like a better man in front of her? I don't want to say that, but what the loyalty that is involved with that, because I never had a woman like that.
Well, it's amazing, it was a square cook. These are cooks that run the kitchen, and she told me one time, she goes, I got a question for you. Why do women fall for guys in prison, when there's guys all around them out there? And I said, I think it's kind of a security thing, and also they're in control.
Oh, they're in control. And then they have the bad boy, kind of fantasies.
Right, exactly. But in Patricia's case, it's different, because
that's different. She didn't have a bad boy fantasy when she met him. I don't think she did.
Well, she knew him before he went to prison,
Yeah. So, all those decisions we make, I was just talking to somebody. I work with a guy that I did time with now, Max, and, we spent 3 years in prison together. And so we talk all the time now. We're working. But I was telling him, I lost my train of thought. I lost what I was going to say. Never mind. Go on. It was a good one too.
I'm going to do that, Adam. I'm going to do that for you because they're going to want to know. They'll ask me if they don't hear from Adam for too long. They'll say, "Is Adam okay?"
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, I'm going to do that.
Well, Harvey, I think unless you want to keep talking, Harvey, I've been on here over an hour. I think that's good enough for me. But Harvey, you want to maybe say some final words to people out there? Plug your channel, whatever you want to do. Saturdays at 5. Let them know all that.
Oh yeah, everybody knows. Well, I guess most people know I got a live. It's every Saturday at 5 o'clock. Sometimes I do one on my phone like on Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday on, just a little short one. But yeah, come check me out, but the main thing is I'm wanting to get out there is I'm trying to get a message out to the youth, man. Stop messing up, man. It's prison's not cool, and it's going to be completely different when you get there. It's not going to be what you think. For those who have loved ones in prisons, I'm trying to educate them on the prison system. And for ex-cons, I'm trying to motivate them into, not giving up.
Yeah. Yeah. And how about the guys that are out of prison and are ready to go back and don't care? Is there
Yeah.
any help for them?
I don't think there is, because I've had people in prison tell me they're going to get out and probably come back.
Oh yeah, I met a lot of them.
Yeah,
It's just part of their life.
Yeah.
They've accepted it, and I
Yeah.
don't know if there is help for them.
There may be, but I mean, those are the type of people you really got to watch too, because in my mind, they're the most dangerous ones.
Right. I mean, I used to sit in the chow hall, and this guy would come to the table once in a while, and he was qualified for RDAP. He could have had a year off his sentence and all that, and he turned down RDAP. And I asked him a couple times, why don't you want the year off? He goes, because I'm just going to be back anyways, and I don't have a life when I get out. He goes, I'm just going to get out and get high and come back, and you know what? It's better. I got nowhere to go when I get out. I just go out, I commit crimes whenever I come back, and that's, I'm fine with it. And he was telling me this, just like look at me in the eye, like it was. I don't get it.
When you're in prison,
dreams, you don't have any goals in life. You don't have any dreams. You've given up on everything, and
right?
I have. He even told me, no, nothing's ever going to happen good for me. I just keep coming back here, and
when you're in prison with somebody and they're comfortable about being in prison, those are the ones you got to watch, because they don't care. So, it could end bad for you if you cross them.
I know. I've seen one guy come back 3 times in a year for 3-month violations.
Right.
And because he said, as soon as I go out, I get high. I got a monkey on my back, and I like that monkey. That's what he said. What do you
What's
do?
Nova saying here, Patricia?
Hey, so I was listening, and I could tell you that my heart my heart has set Anthis man. I'm not sure.
On this man, I think.
Okay, and he is not a bad boy. He is a family man, hardworking, made a mistake before meeting me after losing his father. Yeah, no, Patricia, we were talking about women that, there's these women that marry a guy that's already in prison, and they write letters to him and stuff. When we're kind of like, why do women like guys that are in prison? Not you, because when you met him, we know you didn't have that bad boy fantasy. We were talking about what attracts women to men that are already in prison or have been to prison. If that makes sense.
Right. But that's awesome, Patricia. That is really awesome, man. And,
those that say
hey, my hat's off to both of them, really.
Typing so fast, yeah. But she's the typical woman, at least somebody in federal prison, probably state prison too, that all of a sudden, her husband does some crime and he goes to prison and expects the wife to wait for him. And
right.
And the wives do now. Patricia, if he had a 10-year sentence, would you wait for him? Because after 10 years, usually the wife doesn't stick around.
Right.
Hey, how many years, Harvey, would you say the wife? 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? How long will they wait for their man?
Most don't wait too long, After a few years, they end up going somewhere else.
I kind of want to say after 5 years, you could pretty much say goodbye to your wife. I had a cellie that did 8 years. His wife waited for him the 8 years, and that's rare.
Yeah, the cases are rare. It does happen, but it's rare. Look, what's she saying there?
feel like the women that aren't in love with their soul, I can't picture my life without him or with another man. Okay, so it's
Right.
true love. It's love. That's great.
Yeah.
I wait
You
for him
know,
regardless of the time. One day he will be widowed or I will. Okay. I mean, you say that, but if he had a 20-year sentence, I mean, sometimes. But that's great. You're a good woman. You're a good woman. And
yeah,
it's hard to find good women
and she
or good
needs
men.
and she needs to have that respect given to her, you know. But
Right. Right.
anyway, I'm going to get off of here. And
Yeah, me too. Then we'll call it a night.
hey, what I was going to ask you, what's up with the chat thing we're going to form?
Oh, so Sunday, August 7th, the first Sunday of the month. Matt Cox said he'd come. RDEP Dan. So there's, StreamYard says I can have 10 guests, but do they mean
No,
10
no.
guests? What?
No, I'm talking about like a chat, like a messenger chat thing. That
I just
so
haven't had time. I haven't had time. Maybe this weekend, Harvey, to open
all
up
right.
a messenger group or a. I've been so busy, Harvey.
I might
But
try to do one.
okay, maybe you have more time. Because I work full time and I got I'm still doing my cocaine anonymous meetings and I'm going to one here at 8:30 tonight. What is it? Anyways, in an hour and a half. But yeah, I just got time, Harvey.
And does one more question before I leave? Does
Yeah.
Patricia have a channel?
No. She doesn't have a channel. No, not
That
that I
sounds
know
like
of.
a channel. That sounds like a channel name for YouTube.
Maybe
thing
she
there,
could
does.
start one. Patricia, have you thought about starting a channel to help women like you? I don't even know if there is a channel that does that. You would be
She'd be one of the first.
yeah, and we'll all back you. And
I
all
would
us
too.
we're like 14 deep now, right, Harvey, with our little family we got growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Patricia, we can really help you start that channel and kick it off. And yeah, you got all our support. I know you do. I know
She
all
says
the
she's
guys.
jumping in. What is it?
It is smiling. I'm jumping in. P Novi speaks Harvey. I don't know what that means. She's taking over your channel. I don't know. I don't know what that means. It is I'm jumping in.
That's
Adam
awesome.
says I will watch out for that group chat. I think she's saying.
Hey Adam, Hey Adam, hit me up on Messenger. I got something to tell you.
She says, "Oh,
But
I meant I'm jumping in the YouTube world. It's called P Nova Speaks, Harvey. Okay.
See, I told you.
Well, we're gonna get you 100 subscribers, and Adam will get your subscribers.
Right.
Yeah, if you start a channel, Patricia, man, we got your back. Yeah, we will definitely send everybody over to you.
We got your back.
And we don't have a lot of women's prisons channels out there. I don't think is there any women that have husbands in prison that have a channel? I can't think of any. Can you?
I can't either.
Wow, there you go.
I do know one. Broken System. Remember her?
I do. Broken System. I was just watching her like a week ago or something. Yeah. But there's plenty of room for you, Patricia.
Right.
Lots of room.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I'm finally going to leave, I think.
I think I'm finally going to end this thing too. It's going on a long time. Anyways,
right.
Thank you guys for listening. Tomorrow, guys, if you're still on here, there's 6 people on here. 3:00 on the Wings for Life channel and this channel too. The director of the Albuquerque Federal Halfway House is going to sit next to me in the office and answer your questions about what to expect when you get to a federal halfway house.
Hey, Patricia, it's Broken System, and the system are dollar signs. The S's are dollar signs.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you guys all for listening. I'm hitting the end button. All right.